Now then, Vinyl Monkey here. Welcome everybody. Believe it or not, this is my 100th video. It's taken about 2.5 years or more, I don't know, I can't remember when I started, but this is number 100. So I put my nice shirt on, I put my best cap on, and I thought we might celebrate. So we have a local brewery here in my hometown of Hartlepool, Cameron's. My dad worked there, his dad worked there, still going strong, 150 plus years old, and this is their main brew. This is called Strong Arm. I don't know whether you can see that guy on the front there, that sort of blacksmith with his shirt off and muscled and ripped. And you know, I thought maybe if I drank enough of this stuff I might get a body like that, but it doesn't seem to be happening yet. But anyway, nice Cameron's glass as well. So here we go to video 100, and I just wanted to start off this video with just get that nicely, there we go, put that there. Just wanted to start off this video with some thanks really. I suppose first of all to those whose videos inspired me in the first place. I started watching videos after I retired a few years ago, and on YouTube, and yeah, soon got into some of the people who were talking about records and sound as well, some of the audiophile sort of guys, most of them are guys, and you know, some of the big names like 45 IPM, the Michael from Dusseldorf, and Norman Maslov from Mazzy from San Francisco, I think, and Vinyl Richie from, is it California Richie? I think you're over there somewhere, but brilliant channels, and just watching some of those. And in fact my son once caught me watching one, and he says, you could do that, talk shite about records all day. And I says, well, I don't know how it works, I don't know how YouTube works. So the second person I want to thank is my son Patrick. There he is, that's our Patrick, nearly as good looking as me. And because he set it all up, I'm an absolute technical dunce. I have no idea and no real interest in IT and tech stuff and stuff. So yeah, Patrick set it all up, showed me how to download a video or upload a video or whatever it's called, and cheers. So yeah, thanks to Patrick, and he watches these videos, believe it or not, with his dog, the fearsome and frightening Staffy, Mr. Brindley, who I think these videos are a calming influence on the dog. But anyway, then thirdly, I suppose, to thank those who watch the thing and subscribe to it, and particularly those who comment on it. I do really enjoy getting some comments on most videos, generate a few comments, and often they're suggestions or opinions, which I really enjoy. And just the other week, Brendan commented, I'd been talking about 80s albums that I'd sort of generally missed at the time, and he recommended Talks, The Colour of Spring, which I did chase up, and I found a copy in a local second-hand record store just the other week. So thanks, Brendan, but thanks to everybody who comments. I do really appreciate it, and I also want to apologise because lots of you, I feel like I'm really sort of getting to know you through these comments and through the little bits of chat we have, but I'm very poor at commenting on your videos. I do tend to watch them. Most of those people who comment on mine, I watch yours. But it might be laziness, it might be I think I've got nothing witty or profound to say or whatever, but you know, I don't comment enough, even if it's just to say nice one, mate. So apologies for that. I'll try to do better in the future. And then the next one to thank is a good friend of mine, Colin, who does watch and comment. And if you ever read any of Colin's comments, some of them really yeah, off the wall and witty, and really good stuff. So thanks to Colin. But Colin also acts as my bullshit monitor. And you can imagine on a site like this that that's a very, very busy role. And what Colin does when he spots it, he tries to embarrass me into not repeating it. So he produces things like this, which is to go on the door, do not disturb sonic experience in progress, because I'd used the term sonic experience. And then I'd once referred to Dostoevsky as if obviously everybody's read Dostoevsky. And so he did me this t-shirt, and he's on constant bullshit watch, as I say. It was a very busy job. Much appreciated, Colin, thank you. And then the last one to thank, this is just generally those who put up these sort of challenges or competitions or suggestions, which sort of encourage you to follow on and give your opinions on something, and often that's helpful when you're trying to think of what sort of content you might provide. And this one's to thank specifically a lad called Craig Danger. I don't know whether that's his proper name, it's a good name. He's over in America somewhere, young lad, has lots of soul records. He concentrates on soul, not exclusively, but it's good that he majors on soul records, and his channel's called The Vinyl Record Player. And he put up a challenge recently, and he's put up a significant prize for it. I think it's $100, to talk about blind buys. Records where you're not familiar with the album or the artist even, and you've for whatever reason you've bought it totally blind, and for good or bad. And so I've plucked out 5 blind buys, all between the late 60s and late 70s, I suppose, of records which are just that. I've seen them and I've bought them without any knowledge whatsoever, and totally guessing that I might find something I enjoy in there. I mean, obviously, since the dawn of the internet, there's no reason for blind buys, because you can look these people up if you want to. But I really do enjoy a blind buy and taking it home and seeing whether I was right to shell out for it. But so this is my entry into Craig Danger's contest, as well as a celebration of 100 videos. And I better get cracking, because as you know my videos run out after 20 minutes, so I will get cracking on them. And I'm going to do them in order of I'm going to give them, I've got 5, and the one I least like I've given 1 star, and the one I most like I've given 5 stars. So I'll start here. This is Baby Grand from 1977. I bought this because I liked the cover. I'd seen it a few times, and it suggests a sort of proggy, rocky, early 70s type. It could have been maybe a Genesis cover or something like that. And then the band on the back with hair and denims and stuff. I maybe should have been a little bit cautious over the date. 1977's a bit late for any sort of nice proggy stuff and everything. And it is soft rock, proggy. Very talented musicians, I think, these 3, but I really don't like this album. The singing is bloody awful. It's really affected. The thing's overproduced. It's got a bit of a Todd Rundgren-y sort of feel. As I say, very, very competent musicians, but I'm not likely to play this one very often, so I'm giving it 1 star. But there is a very little known fact. I mean, the 3 artists there are David Kagan, Rob Hyman and Eric Bazillion. And I suppose maybe because they weren't making much inroads or much money from music, that one of them, Eric Bazillion, started to get into the field of pubic hair design, started sort of doing designs on people's pubes, and anyway, he became renowned for this, and a particular style became known as the Bazillion, which was later wrongly interpreted as the Brazilian. Yeah, there we are, Baby Grand from 1977, 1 star from me. The next one, 2 stars for this one. I mean, as I say, I was attracted sort of by the cover with that one, And this one is one of those that aims to attract people by the cover, obviously. The most, you know, particularly in the 70s, how can we get those guys who were flicking through record racks to take any notice? Well, we'll stick a very scantily clad, attractive woman on the front page. This is Jessie Green's Nice and Slow, and I don't know whether you can make out the very attractive, scantily clad woman on the back. There is on the front. There is Jessie Green on the back. Of course, I'm not so shallow as to have been attracted by that. I was attracted because Jessie Green was, you know, renowned as one of Jimmy Cliff's bands when he's Jamaican. He was in the Pioneers. He was Jimmy Cliff's drummer and backing singer, and this was his venture into disco. And it ain't bad at all. And some of the tracks, particularly the opening tracks, lovely disco tracks. Sadly for all concerned, Jessie Green actually spent 8 years in jail because he got into a relationship with a 12-year-old girl who he stayed with, and how she pleaded with the court not to jail him when she was, I think, 16 or 17 or 18 or something. But to jail he went anyway, and I think that was pretty much the end of his career. But that's Jessie Green from 1976, Nice and Slow. The next one is, and I bought this for the cover. I will admit to this one. I wouldn't admit to the last one, but I will to this one because it's got fish on it. I resisted it a couple of times because I knew nothing about them, and because it's called Concerto for Synthesizers by by David Vorhaus, under the guise of White Noise 2. And he did 4 of these albums, I think. Concertos for Synthesizers. But David Vorhaus was a classical musician, but he was also a physicist, and he used to build very early sort of analog synthesizers. And this is that stuff. It's on Virgin Records. It's 1975, but this is quite atmospheric. It's quite interesting, and it's got fish on the cover, so it gets 3 stars from me. The fourth one, I bought this because of the title, really, of the album. This is Jackie Lomax, Home is in My Head, and I just really liked the title of that album. It's a gatefold sleeve. There's Jackie Lomax on the back. I'd never heard of Jackie Lomax. This is from 1971, and so I played it, and I thought, looking at it and looking at the sort of song titles and the words and everything, I thought this is going to be singer-songwriter type stuff, but I was quite wrong. It's funky, it's soul-y, it's it's really sort of a sort of rocky, bluesy sort of thing, but across those genres, and it's a really nice album. I'm not sure how many albums he made. He was supported and promoted. He was a friend of, I think, George Harrison, and George and Paul McCartney supported and promoted him. I think they signed him onto Apple Records. He was involved in one of the early Liverpool bands along with the Beatles. They were one of the top bands, the Undertakers, in the early 60s, I think. But it turns out this is a really nice album, and 4 stars from me. Jackie Lomax, 1971, Home is in My Head. And then lastly, this one I probably bought. I certainly didn't buy it for the cover. This is Donnie Elbert, introducing Donnie Elbert, and it's on the Contour label, and it's one of those budget albums, you know, where you see them advertising other people's albums on the back. And nearly all the songs are Otis Redding songs, so great songs, but not his own songs. And I knew nothing. I'd never heard of Donnie Elbert. It was in the soul section. I bought it probably because it was £1, so I thought I'll take a chance. What an album. I mean, he just interprets these Otis Redding songs absolutely beautifully. Mystic Pitiful, Far, 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 etc, etc. And then he does a lovely My Girl, the sort of Temptations My Girl is opening the album. But it's the sound on this album that makes me, I probably play this more than any of those others I've showed tonight. because the sound, the separation between the instruments and the voice. And I could go on and talk a whole load of audio bullshit, but I really don't want Colin make me another t-shirt like that, so I won't do that. I'll just say this is a brilliant album. It's so brilliant I bought another copy because that was a pound or two as well, and I've nearly bought a third copy just in case one is slightly better than in slightly better condition than the other. But if you see this one, it'll be in the bargain bins. Fantastic album. I give it 5 stars because I play it all the time. Donnie Elbert introducing Donnie Elbert. So they're my 5 blind buys. I say it's my 100th, so I'm celebrating. I'm on the drink already, and we'll finish off with a bit of music. And this is going back to Jesse Green's album, Nice and Slow, and this is the title track, Nice and Slow. So cheers everybody, thanks for watching, see you next time hopefully. Who couldn't get up and dance? Bye everyone.